Hi there and welcome to Logos. We are going to start designing several logos here. The purpose of this is for you to learn how to use the tools and how to discover what tool you are going to use, and also train yourself on designing logos. After you have mastered copying other people's logos, you will go to a paper and a pen and start your creativity by creating new logos. One tip I tell you, there is no way to create a logo unless you have a purpose. So define the purpose. Why are you creating logo? For whom is it? And what does the customer want, for example? And then you start designing the logo. But for now, we are going to focus on the techniques of drawing logos and using Illustrator at 100%. Let's start. Of course, if you notice here, if I zoom in, you will notice that you have lots of circles. I'm going to show you a trick. Actually, is a tip. If you come to the eyedropper here, under it is measure tool. You see, this is the measurement tool. And you can zoom in. You can click and drag and measure, for example, this distance, horizontal at 100%. The distance here is minus 18.45. Remember, guys, it takes the zoom in consideration. So this is the screen length, not the physical length, of course. Now, let's measure the other side, and you will notice that this is 19.7. These circles are not symmetric or concentric to this white one. Let's keep that in mind. And let's start designing now. Control minus. I'm going to do the first circle. I can come over. Notice I have the fill that is black and the stroke that is no stroke at all. I'm going to switch them. Now, the stroke is black and no fill, and that's exactly what I want. I come to what I estimate is the center and draw my circle here. I'm going to reduce the point to 0.25. Now I have a circle that I need to adjust. I'm going to adjust it from 4 corners. There is no way for me to guess yet if this circle is 100% concentric. Is 100% a circle, by the way. It could be less than a circle. But I would try my best to see if it is a circle. See what I mean? Now, snapping with me here, what we will do is to zoom in. You zoom in, and then it's easier to move it. It will move at less steps, if you like. Gonna zoom out. Where are we? And zoom in. We have a very good circle. It seems like this ear here is an extension of this circle. And there is a small curve here. If you look at it, it could be like we're going to use this circle to create the ear. Good observation. Let's move on. I need to duplicate the circle, so I'm going to use the Ctrl-C, Ctrl-F, and Shift and Option or Alt, and then just zoom in or make it smaller. Then Ctrl-C, Ctrl-F again, and make it small. Now I notice that these guys are not concentric at all. I'm going to make it smaller from here, pressing Shift maybe. Yes, and then I need very little from this side. Snapping, so you zoom in with the Option key. I'm using the mouse scroll and Option key and adjust it a bit better. It seems this is okay. Ctrl-C, Ctrl-F. I want to use it because I like using it. I'm addicted to it. I'm going to make the smaller one. Not bad. Ctrl-C, Ctrl-F and make the smaller one. Now it's time to color one side and, of course, to replicate. But I need to take care of this guy here, the ear. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use the zoom tool and then click and drag slowly. And like this. Move it here. Zoom in a bit more. We need to create an extension for this circle to cover the ear. Of course, you can create a rectangle, but I want to show you the difficult way. I'm going to take the white arrow, click on the circle, and obviously I need a point here, otherwise everything is going to move. Go to the pen tool and add a point here. I'm going to break the point immediately. I press Option or Alt and just break it over here. Even more. I'm going to use the handle, so that's A, and I'm pressing Shift to make it 100% just over here. Then I need to add another anchor point here. I use the pen tool and click to add the anchor point. But of course, I don't want it curved. I can convert it immediately, convert it to a corner. Use the direct selection and just make the curve over here. and it seems very fine. Now, it seems to me not so fine. It seems to me like I need to take it up a bit, otherwise it's not a straight line. I'm going to take it up just a bit. In fact, we need to take this one down just a bit if we can. 1 pixel here. For now, it's okay. The line is okay, it's not very straight. I don't know if it's straight, by the way. This is done. This is almost done. Let's go for coloring. Obviously, now I'm going to copy the colors from the original one. Let's start with the smaller one, by the way. From here, I'm going to take the eyedropper and go for this color. Then with the selection tool, select the upper circle. It's going to be white. So go for white. And the upper one is going to be black. I can see it. Here you are. This is black. And this one is white fill. Very easy. And the top one is black. I'm going to select them and group them. Then I'm going to duplicate them, Ctrl+C+F, and invert them as you know. So I have 2 of them, click and drag and the Shift key, and just put it over here. It's perfect. It's very nice. Now, let's focus on these curves here. They are ellipses, of course, but I don't know where they start, where they end. I'm going to switch the colors now and remove the fill. So there was no need to switch, just remove the fill. Then I'm going to take it up a bit, adjust it from here. You can use symmetry, pressing Shift and so on, but I prefer to do it like this. Actually, for this logo, it's easier. Perfect. I think we got it 100%. Ctrl+C+F and then Shift and Option or Alt and then make it smaller. That seems very good. I have 2 ellipses here. I have a color under here. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to use the segment, put a segment over here. I'm going to take it a bit down. I will select the 2 ellipses here and our guy over here. That's all we have selected. Then we are going to cut the lower part using the Shape Builder tool. Come over, press Option and cut them off. I did a good job, I think. Let's take the lower one now and copy the color from over there. Go for the eyedropper and color is fine. Then select it and arrange and send it back as usual. There's nothing in it. And then arrange to back. And then the fill here is black. Have we done a good job? Of course, this guy we need to delete. We don't need them anymore. I think we have done a very good job. I think it's excellent for a first trial. Not all logos I try to copy, they succeed from the first trial. We have a mistake. Inner one and eyedropper and get the green. Though here it's faded, it will give me the right color green. Don't worry because it's shaded somehow. It's inside the group. Don't worry about it. It'll give you the right one. Now I need to do the nose. I think the best way to draw the rectangle is to use the pen tool. We're going to just retrace it. You could do a rectangle and put it down. That will be nice, but let's retrace it. I'm going to come over here and then come just like this. Try to estimate and close it. We're going to go remove the fill and give it a small stroke of black to 1 point less. Now, I need to adjust it, of course. You go for the white arrow tool and select this guy and just move it over here and adjust it the way you would like and the very proper way. Zooming in and adjust it just like this. That seems fine. That seems very good. Then I'm going to select it and then give it black. And of course, click out, select it again, arrange, send to back. I think we did a very good job. You notice now we need to remove all the strokes. So I select everything and stroke, no stroke at all, and look at it carefully. I think the replication is very good. We have very well drawn it. But we still have the name. How are we going to discover which font? To try to discover which font and search in between fonts, you're in for a very big job. If you try to trace the font, it's going to take a long time. The best way is, let's select this guy. That's the image here. Is that the one? Yes. And we are going to replicate it. And then take the image up, lock the layers back. Take this image, right click on it and say crop image. I want to isolate the characters. I isolate the characters, the trip advisor, and then I'm gonna export it. And from there, I'm gonna go to the font site of Adobe and show you something very awesome. To export it is very easy. You come to Window and you have Asset Export. You click on it and drag it and drop it in. Now you will want to export it, for example, somewhere. I'm gonna show you that I already did this job for you. Desktop, you notice I have the TripAdvisor font.png here. It's already exported. Now I'm gonna head to the font website of Adobe. I'm gonna write fonts, and obviously it's gonna be Adobe for me. Now there is this small camera here. It is really awesome. If you click on it, it will start telling you, okay, upload an image. What it does is takes an image, a PNG, a JPEG, whatever you like, and scan it left and right, discover the characters that you have put there, and then also discover which font has been used on this PNG. That's very nice. Let's select it. Open. Now it's scanning it. TripAdvisor font, scanning, please wait. Select a single line of text. If you had several lines, you would select only one. You can, scale it up, scale it down, whatever. This is exactly what I want. I'll go next step. And here it has read the text from the JPEG and made it an editable text. You notice I can edit here. Don't edit. And then please tell me which font it is. So now it's going to go ahead and say, okay, which font? It's suggesting several fonts I could use. What am I looking for? If I look at TripAdvisor, there are some distinct characters here or letters. First of all, the V. Notice the V is pointed. It's just here a hard angle. And the A. This is the kind of A it's using. So if I look around, where is the hard pointed V? There are none. The first one seems quite good. And actually, I have the font. If I didn't have it, I would just activate it. We've seen that. It's called Depot New Regular. I'm going to copy this because I'm very lazy. Come back to Adobe Illustrator and write something. Actually, write TripAdvisor. Click. Now here, of course, I had the font because I was trying before. We delete this one, you paste, and it gives you the font. Yeah, that's the one you mean? Okay, let us use this one. Let's click on it and drop it over here, or try to put it as near as possible. I'm gonna zoom in again. Notice this font is really not 100% because the V is different. There is some scaling issues and stories. First of all, try to adjust it as much as possible. You can play with the tracking. That's one. The tracking here, so tracking is working here, but not here. I'm gonna double click on this guys here and increase the tracking. You see, these guys really work on the font. It's not just a font. What we are going to do, let's increase the tracking just over here. These guys, let's increase their tracking. Push the characters. Still, I have over here the tracking. I can add. Maybe they used the corner. Somehow it is okay. Now, if you notice, it's not going to happen. I have to turn the text into outlines. So we create outlines just over here. Then you come, for example, to the V and you start editing it. So I'm going to zoom in, white arrow, select these 2 points here and just move them on this side. And select this point, put it up here. Select this guy and just put it here. Keep the symmetry. It's sometimes is a long job. Sometimes it's a very easy job. The graphic designer did not use any special font. This is TripAdvisor, and obviously they really worked on their logo. Makes sense to you? There is quite some work to do. I leave you to it. It's very easy now to edit. You just try to put them as much as possible near each other and try to play with all the anchor points. Move them around, something like this. You're gonna work on it very nicely and it will happen. It's not easy, but this is a great example. Actually, it looks good already. It's a great example of how to copy a logo and how to use it. Actually, if you come up with this, your next logo, the logo that you are going to do, is going to be a logo that's very special because you know how to adjust the font the way you would like. It's basically easy, but yet I want to show you a couple of tips here that will help you, for example, create the mouth and the eyes, mainly the mouth over here. It's very important. Let's start drawing this logo. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And I notice that I have 2 holes and 3 holes for the smile. Let's start by creating the bigger ellipses, the ears, and then the eyes, the antenna, the smile will come. Let's go for the ellipse tool. And I'm going to click and drag just from here. And let's set our fills to nothing and the stroke to just 1. 1 will do. It's a big design here. I'm going to try to adjust it to the best of my ability and even more. Another ellipse to do the ears here, shift and option. And okay, now we move it to where we want it. Make it bigger from this side, pressing the shift key. This is a circle. Now make it a bit bigger. And then try to put it as much as possible. Yes, that's very good. Now I need to replicate it. Selection tool, click on it, and then shift and move it. Press option, it leaves 1 behind. I have the circles here. I'm gonna draw circles. Shift and option. And then just move it over here. Make them a bit bigger, just a bit. That's okay. I need to duplicate. I click and drag, press shift, option, it leaves 1 behind. And just do it just like this. Now I can start using the shape builder tool and punching the holes. But we need to do the mouse first. To do the mouse, of course, you can use a rectangle. The easiest way is this way. You click over here. Notice how it's aligning with the center of the circle because I did the circle in the right place. Then you draw and it's going to align also over here. This is a segment, but you use the white arrow and you click on one of the points and turn it into a curve. And you do the same for the other one, curve, and it's almost done. Now you can adjust the handles the way you would like. I'm going to go to 10 points. I think 10 points will do here. And reduce the opacity. And of course, come to the stroke and make it a round cap. That will be okay. Now we play with the handles and try to adjust them as much as possible. This is fine here, I think. And this is fine just over here. Excellent work. Right? Let's move them and make sure they are parallel. Maybe I should adjust over here, but I'm going to leave it for now. Maybe I should take it a bit down here. And this one is okay. We are going to replay with the handles. I think this is fantastic. Now we take back the opacity to 100%. Let's go ahead and do the top. I'm going to do a rectangle, not a stroke. I will draw the rectangle to the best of my ability, just like this. The stroke is too big for this purpose. I'm going to make it 0.25. And of course, I want to rotate it. It fits in the rectangle over here. Now, I need to adjust it at 100%. It has to go above. We can do the corner here with the widget. Let's zoom in and not bad at all. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, to do the other side, the best way is to Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, the same rectangle because they are the same size, and come over, try to place it in the middle, and then just rotate. Let's see if it's going to happen. Now, actually, they should snap. This rotation is not good. This is better. And actually, they should snap just like this. Fantastic. You notice there is a discrepancy here. I'm going to leave it at that. If I want to adjust it, I'm going to take this one down, come back here and take this one down also. Snapping very well. And with the white arrow or the direct selection, select only this corner and just do something like this. Obviously, with the selection tool, I'm going to make this one a bit smaller, just inside. Then do the other circle. We have the ellipse. And maybe this one is too much over here. Let's put it here. And just do the second ellipse just like this. A bit bigger and move it down. It's quite an exercise to replicate logos. But also, we want to understand the brains of the guys who has done them. And then I will show you the Google logo. Guys, it's awesome. We have done all this. Let's select them all and start playing with the Shape Builder tool. Let's go to the Shape Builder tool, join these guys together, and join with this. And then the ears should be joined with the head, and so on. And punch a hole here, punch a hole here. But I cannot touch this one. This is a stroke. It doesn't work with the Shape Builder tool. It's not a shape, it's just a stroke. What to do, what to do? That's the big question. Let's select it. And the best way to go about it is to expand it. Expanding meaning turning a stroke into a shape with a fill. As simple as this. And you check both of them and say, okay. Now, if you go for your white arrow tool, you notice you do not have a stroke anymore. You have a shape that has a fill. Excellent. That works with the Shape Builder tool. We're going to select both of them. Go for the Shape Builder tool. Come over here, press minus. Now it's working fine. Punch a hole. So now let's make it all white. And come to the stroke and remove the stroke. We don't want any stroke. But we know it is white. Let's zoom out. Now let's draw the bigger circle, which can come from over here. Now we have it white. I'm going to press shift because it's a perfect circle. It's not working. I'm going to make no color at all. And then, wow, I'm so off. And from here a bit more. If it's snapping like this, just zoom in and here you are, snap out. Come to this side and just adjust it. I'm using shift. That's cool. This one, let's use shift and snap it out a bit. Okay, it's not snapping. I'm going to leave it at that. Now we need to color only the circle. That's all we have. Selection tool, pick tool, or eyedropper tool. But we need to put it at the back. Send to back. You have a perfect replicated logo. It was easy. It wasn't so hard, except this little tip here. You are now a master of expanding, turning a stroke into a shape with a fill. Guys, I hope this was fun and I hope you really enjoyed it. Still, we need to create some circles, punch in some things and another circle. Now, this is not very far from the concept of Reddit. Reddit also, we had a circle and we punched some holes. It wasn't a circle, it was some ellipses. But here we have the same concept. By replicating these logos or redrawing them, you are learning how to create certain logos and you get the mindset a bit. Let's start playing with this guy. I will go for circle, surely. I don't have a layer. I have to select this layer and then zoom in. And I'm trying to decide which circle to do first. I'm going to go for the outer circle. Of course, let's set our parameters. We don't want any fill. And we want a stroke of, let's say, 1 is too thick here. Let's make it 0.25. Then we need to adjust it, of course. So shift and adjust it over here. A bit over here, maybe. It's snapping so much with me. It is over here. And oh wow, we are so off here. Let's take it down. I'm going to stop at that. Then, of course, we have another circle. So I'm going to go Ctrl C, Ctrl F. I'm addicted to it. Press Shift and Option and take it down. Again, Ctrl C, Ctrl F and another circle. But you notice this is not a fill. The fill of this circle here or the band of circle here is from the background. You notice how it is? If I move in here, you notice it's taking the colors from the background, which is somehow an indication that make holes. Notice here we have a kind of rectangle, something like this. So I'm going to go just like this and then rotate it. We're going to rotate it like this. Very fine. Make it bigger. And you know why I'm careless. Do you know why I'm careless? Because we're going to use the white arrow tool and start adjusting the corners. I'm going to click on this guy and just put it over here. And over here, let's put, this is something they did just like this. I assume so. It is not like geometric, just trying to make it as much as possible. I'm looking at this point, I join it. Now over here, of course, I'm going to look at this point and join it. It didn't work much. Actually, it didn't work because I did not select right. So now it moves it back here. Let's zoom in and select this one, only this one, and move it over here. We got it very right. Let's do the circle over here, and that will be the ellipse tool. Come in the middle here, shift and option, and just draw a big circle and just move it here. Right, and make it smaller, a bit smaller. You adjust it. These are very easy things to do, but the final result is amazing. I look at it a bit. I might need another circle inside. I'm gonna go Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and bring the circle in. Now Command 0, and we want to have a rectangle. That's a rectangle over here. Let's go for the rectangle. We need a big rectangle, so I'm gonna draw a big rectangle, not long, big, and then rotate it just like this. Make it parallel as much as I can, and just bring it over here. Then adjust the sides again, and from here let's do it like this. It really needs a little bit of rotation. I think it's okay. Now with the white arrow A, I'll select this point and this point. I don't want to do the other points, and just rotate to the maximum. Notice how the guys have thought about it, and it's working fine with us. We actually completed the design. It's very easy. Let's go for the selection tool and select everything here. Now, Shape Builders tool. We have to be careful. We are going to join this. That's fine. This piece here has to disappear. Instead, I'm going to cut only the line. Notice only the line I removed. I didn't create a new piece. These guys should be joined and joined, and of course joined and joined. And this piece should disappear. This one also, and this one. If I click badly, I'm gonna have a problem. We're gonna also join all the rest. Now, notice what happened here. I actually have another circle, and here I have another circle, and here I have another circle. That's the last one. And here I don't have a circle. Notice? So it's pretty cool. Now, what is the color? It has no colors. It's fantastic. Let's go back for colors. This one should be white. Actually, let's look at the original design. This is white. This is white, also the fill. And this one is white, the fill. I'm going to select everything and group them. Now, I will select everything again and come to the stroke, and no stroke at all. Now, we will cut this at the end. Let's draw the big circle and start using the colors. I will use the ellipse tool. Shortcut is L, and I never use it if you notice. Only a shift will do here. That's fine like this, and then make it bigger. Obviously, I need to remove the fill to know what I'm doing inside. And this one smaller. And from this right side, just make it smaller. And from the bottom, make it smaller. I think I have a circle, still a circle. Yep, still fantastic circle. Now, of course, arrange send to back. Why I chose this one? Because I want to show you how to work with the fill. We're going to add the gradient for the big circle. Let's go to fill. We can start from there and come over here and say, okay, white and black. White and black will do. Gradient options now. We select this color and go using the color picker from within the gradient and pick the darkest color. I think this is the one of the darkest color. Then you come back and rotate it at 90 degrees. That seems fine. But now let's select the white color here and change it. If you come over and take the lightest color, it's still white. It's really not working. The way I'm gonna do it is to go up a bit, even a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more, until I reach a certain color, just over here. I have a certain color, but whatever is appearing here is lighter. The best way to do it is to come to the gradient bar, double click here, and you have the colors. I'm already in HSB. I'm gonna lighten the color a bit and try to match it as much as possible. I don't think so. I'm looking over here and making the comparison. Actually, it's still lighter. I'm gonna make it lighter and come back to the gradient and just, bring it in a bit. Seems quite cool here. You can lighten this color again. So let's come over here, double click on it and lighten it a bit more. I think we got it. Not 100%, but we got the majority of it. Now notice where the fading is starting, it's starting over here, and ours also is starting over here. I think we can change a bit the slider, just like this. Well, it seems okay, but then double click again, and then make it even lighter, and think we are on here. But nevertheless, that's a problem that you might face when trying to replicate and you have a gradient. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this tip really excited you. Go ahead, guys, and create your own logo for Steam. This is a geometric logo. I'm gonna show you how they created it. We're gonna take a rectangle, just a simple rectangle here. Let's set our stroke is 1. In fact, I wanted 0.25 as usual and no fill at all for now. We start with a rectangle. What I'm gonna do is to set the size of the rectangle, the width here. I'm gonna uncheck here, and I want it to be 30, for example. And the height, I'm gonna make it another 50, whatever you like. But the most important is the 30. Now I will duplicate it and create another one where the size is 60. It's 2/3 of the previous one. We align them at 100%, just like this. I will go for a triangle and will draw a 3-side triangle and come over here and put the triangle just over here and just turn it 90 degrees. Take the triangle and just align it and just make sure it fits inside the first rectangle that we have drawn, or the second one. Then I will duplicate it, just flip it. Then I will duplicate it, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and flip it. And then take the second one and just put it over here. We're almost done. Now I'm gonna make a circle. Notice what's happening here. We're gonna make a circle, but we're gonna fit the circle very nicely in between the two squares. Just like this. That's the circle. Then we're gonna create another rectangle just over here. I'm gonna create it like this and then come over and adjust it. Leave it over here. And then take it down a bit. It's too thick, so I'm gonna reduce its size pressing Shift. Then I'm gonna reduce the size pressing Option. Just like this. Maybe just over here. It has to be symmetric. Make it bigger up to just here. Make it really doesn't matter. You will see what will happen. Then we are going to go for a segment and put the segment over here. Then we are going to select the segment and the circle. Click on the circle so circle doesn't move and align them. The circle now is the best thing that ever happened. I'm gonna select the circle, duplicate it, Ctrl C, Ctrl F, and make it smaller. Now here you want to make it smaller. It fits actually equal to the triangle. The triangle should be over here, I think. Yep. The triangle should be just over here. Now you looking at this, what this actually you finished the work. Except that this one should be a bit bigger. Now you finished. Let's select everything. And let's bring the colors over here. This is very big. Let's bring it over here to our side. Ctrl 0. Just like this. Then I'm going to select everything from here and duplicate them. Just put them aside. If I make a mistake, I know what to revert to. Selection tool. Select everything here. I think we have done it. Go for the shape builder tool. And notice the red here. Now I will double click on the shape builder tool and say from the artwork. We don't get any colors yet. That's what's gonna happen. Notice the G here. Let's bring it even nearer. And take it to back. Arrange, send to back. Now, notice with the shape builder tool and all these guys selected. Notice this is the first part of the G. You see it? I'm gonna just do like this. I have the G here. Then I have a piece here, which is exactly here. And then I have this piece here. That's the green one. Then I have the blue one. Simple. The green one includes this. I don't know if you have small pieces here. And the rest should go away. Press Option and remove them. But I keep this line. Everybody believes that this line is just random. It's not random at all. I'm removing all the rest. Actually, you created a geometric shape, or you created geometry, and then you started cutting off the unnecessary part. Notice this is all useless. This one should go, and everything here had to go. I'm gonna remove them. And this one is very clever logo. I'm gonna select this piece over here and go to the eyedropper and select the red. Select this piece here, eyedropper, and select this color, which I know, oh wow, we have a mistake. First, let's look at our shapes. There is this one that is a mistake. We don't want it, or it's a surplus, you see. There's a little piece here, is surplus. I think there is a piece here, surplus, because I didn't go through them. Notice the line that's coming here, and you notice the line over here. It's very nice. Let's see if we're selecting the right shapes. I'm going to select this shape and this shape. There is a shape here we don't need. I select again. That's our shape. And here we are selecting the right shape. Very fine. Over here, is this the only one? We need to select something. I'm going to move it out. Select here. Delete it. We don't want it. And try to place it as meticulously as I can. In fact, it will snap very nicely. Now we have the G, and it's exactly like this guy, except maybe this one is thicker or smaller. That's the only problem I could find. Now we select the shape, eyedropper, red. Select this shape now, eyedropper, this color. I don't know what they call it. Then V and this shape and eyedropper and this color. The shortcut here is I, yes, right. And then V, select this shape, eyedropper, I, and this one. Then we select everything and put the stroke to 0. And you have the G for Google. I maybe did not do the inner circle very well, but this is quite fine. And actually, it's quite a representation. The most important thing for me was to show you the geometric tricks here. And it's very interesting how it happens. Now, many logos are done in this fashion, and it's important that you are at least aware about it. I did not do it perfectly. Many geometric logos are done just like this. Squares and rectangles. Try to check out the Volkswagen logo. Very interesting how they worked it out, and the symmetry they tried to do, and the dimensions. It's very interesting. Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed the Google logo, and I will see you in the next video.